Alright guys, welcome to another video. Today I want to talk about Heroes of the Storm again, and I want to talk about something that after extensive tests with the alpha version I felt is the most imbalanced thing in the game itself right now. We're of course talking about a very early version of the game, so you have to remember that a lot of the skills will change, a lot of the stats will change, the game will change just in its entirety a whole lot. But there's one mechanic in the client now that we will probably also have then later in the full version. And it has to be redesigned somehow, because at this point, invisibility as a passive trait for the heroes is absolutely overpowered. It is absolutely insane. There are two heroes that currently benefit from it. First of all, we have Zeratul, and then we have also Nova. And both of them are absolutely so insanely strong that it hurts my brain. Because what basically happens right now is if you pick Zeratul and you're 2 seconds out of combat, Zeratul gains permanent invisibility up to the point where he either takes damage or where he is starting to deal damage on his own again. So even if you just go and you mount, or if you mount your horsey, your pony, whatever you have, and you go to a different lane, you stay invisible for the entire time. So what you can actually do is just you go and mount your pony, whatever you use, and you run with it behind an enemy hero, and you are still mounted, and then you just activate your skills and you go ham on that hero. So you can even utilize that speed bonus that you get with a mount in order to get into combat and then gank the opponent's hero. With Nova, we have a little bit of a different aspect there as well, because Nova doesn't only get invisible when she's out of combat for 2 seconds, she also gains a speed advantage, a movement advantage, and she gains regeneration, which is insane on its own. So something that is really a little bit concerning right now, and the reason for that is actually quite simple. The one thing that we are missing in Heroes of the Storm are items. So if you were thinking about an invisible hero in a MOBA game like, let's say, Dota 2 for example, the first thing that would happen if you're on a lane with, let's say, a stealth assassin like Ricky, with the Clinks, with the Brute Mother, doesn't matter what exactly it is, a hero with just a stealth ability, one of the supports in the team would start to pick up observer wards and place them around the map at crucial points and try to make sure that these heroes are not in a position where they can just unknowingly change lanes and then suddenly gank someone. In Dota, in Heroes of the Storm, we do not have items, so observer wards are completely out of the question. The only thing that we have right now are watchtowers, and they can help out a little bit if you grant them detection, but at this point in the game, not even the towers or the forts have detection. So you can actually stand right on the nose of the tower, wait until a hero leaves the gate, wait until he passes you, walk behind him, start attacking him. If you have another hero in the same lane that has a slow or a stun, you can just wait for your ally to just use that skill, and then you use your own skills, you get out of invisibility, you start attacking, and it's absolutely crazy. With the Zeratul, it gets to the point where you can even use your blink ability without revealing yourself. So I feel that it has to be changed somehow. The problem that I have is that while I think that invisible heroes in the game add a very important component and add something that really spices things up and should be in the final version, I have no idea how to balance it. Because even if you say like, we are going to implement a hero ability for a couple of heroes that can reveal invisible heroes, you would basically force a team to pick one of these heroes as soon as your opponent's team picks an invisible hero. Even if you gave the watchtowers the ability to detect invisible heroes, it would still cause a bit of a problem, because as soon as a team has map control and controls the watchtowers, your invisible heroes would completely get out of control and have the possibility to just gank on all the lanes immediately. So I'm a little bit at a loss right now, because I really would like to have this ability in the later stages of the game, in the final version, but I also don't really know how you would possibly balance that. I feel the first step has to be to grant towers, forts, and probably also watchtowers the detection ability. That's probably the first thing that you have to do. But besides that, I'm not really quite sure what you could do. Because if you think about it, if you have 3-lane map, you can just position one hero on each map of your 5-hero team, and then you have for example, Zeratul and Nova in one single team, and both of them can just roam the entire time and can gank heroes. And that sounds so super overpowered to me right now that I'm not really sure how to balance that. And at this point I would really like to have your input. I would like to have your thoughts, what you think should be done with invisibility. Should it be removed? How could it be changed actually to an extent that it really works, that you can really make it work, that it's not imbalanced at all. So guys, once again, just leave me the comments either on Reddit, leave them on YouTube, and tell me what you think about the ability right now in the alpha client, how you think it could actually be balanced, and if you think that the ability in itself should be part of the final version of Heroes of the Storm in the end.